Wait for a few people to arrive. Good morning. There we go. Today shall be an interesting day. I have with me this morning Archangel Raphael, and I think we're in for an amazing morning for those who are able to comprehend the idea of what he's going to say today. It could be pretty life-changing. This can be really life-changing for some of you. We just have to be willing to open up to some new ideas about what we think about reality. There we go. Good morning, Margaret. Good to see you. Yes. Today, Archangel Raphael is with me, and we're going to be discussing natural healing. And it's a very powerfully simple subject. From what he's been saying to me this morning, it should prove to be very interesting. We're going to wait a couple minutes for a few more people to arrive. I hope you guys have your good clean water with you this morning to stay hydrated. And if you don't have good clean water, make sure you have a nice smoothie with you that's good and full of vitality and life. Yeah. Natural healing. I was really fascinated when he came and he said it's really time, especially now with a lot of the changes that are going on, especially with the fear that's associated with humans thinking that their bodies are their masters. Was the big thing he came in this morning. He said most humans still believe that their bodies are their masters, and this is not true. It is the other way around. You are the master of your body, he says. It's very fascinating when you think about it. Aren't we? Aren't you the master of your body? When he came in, he said, we have to get clear to everyone that there is a separateness, not a separation, a separateness between who you are and that instrument that you live in called your body. There is a degree of separateness in that. You are the intelligence that is there to learn to operate the conditions of the body, not to be subjective to them. Not to be subjective to them. And yes, he says the body was designed specifically as a vehicle through which you can gain experience in how to regulate, alter, control, and direct the activities of matter consciously. So many of you are so subjective to your bodies that you use your body like some hideous beast to try and get everything you need from it when you are here to give to it. Many of you seek to extract from your senses the pleasure that you think you are lacking in this world, forgetting that you came here to extend your light to the world, not to take it from the world. Now I question, the sternness, and he simply says, it's been a long time that you have been torturing your physical bodies. It has been a long time since you've been torturing your physical bodies in order to try and extract a feeling of well-being from it. But you are the well-being that is here to give that to matter, time, and space. He says your attempts to chemically control the healing process has been an absolute and complete failure. Yes. In your attempts to try and modify and alter chemistry through external agencies, the net resulting disempowerment that occurs from the belief that your sense of well-being will occur outside of you has cut you off from the very nature of what you are and the very source that empowers you to alter matter. Healing is a very simple thing. It is not complex. It is very simple. We know that when you think, you send electricity into motion through this body. We know that that electricity can alter your chemistry in your body. And it is the alterations that you establish in your consciousness towards your body that moves it towards conditions of health or disease. What do you mean? Emotion. The emotion that you use and the emotion that you desire. Yeah. So he's saying that when we desire something from this world, we're trying to operate on the belief that something in this world is greater than what you are. There's something more in this world for you than you are for the world. We came here to give to the world, not to take from it. Yes. Yes. He's saying the gross misconceptions of your perception regarding your relationship to your body must be corrected. Your body is an instrument through which you can function and from which you can get information back from it to identify if the function that you are performing in your awareness is correct. If what thoughts and what actions you regulate through the body are correct, then health and well-being naturally follow. If the thoughts and actions that you perpetuate through matter, your body, are incorrect, then you will experience suffering. Now, in your attempts through your errors to avoid your suffering that you created by your errors, you have sought to find someone or something else to ameliorate your suffering. You have created great institutions to try and get over your suffering, to end your physical discomfort, forgetting that you, as the divine intelligence within that form, are in fact able to alter and regulate the chemistry that you seek to have regulated from agencies outside of yourself. There are many great healers on this planet today who can, with a single touch, correct the body. They do not need chemistry. They understand the principles of energy as they work. And with a single touch, their knowledge is so clear that they can alter your physiology. But even this can have its limits if one does not learn to correct their own errors. The correction always resides within yourself. If you place the correction outside of yourself, then you deny the very thing that you are. Then you perpetuate your suffering. So it's kind of cool when you think that we have this body. It's not who we are. There is a big distinction between you as an awareness and your body. The body is merely the instrument that we use. And we've gotten caught up as a species in thinking that the instrument is the self. And that's where we're currently struggling right now. We think that matter is the determining factor of our experience, when it is our awareness and our knowledge that is a determining factor in what happens in matter. And we have to make that correct. We have to really correct that. So when we're suffering emotionally, a lot of people use their body to try and find pleasure through the body to ameliorate their awareness away from their suffering. And of course, with the grotesque obesity that's going on the planet today, we can see clearly that does not work. With the intense sickness and disease that's been multiplying rapidly on the planet, we know that utilizing external means and agencies for ameliorating physical, mental, and emotional conditions is not the way to go, unless the outside agency is instructional. Yes, if it is instructional. Yes, most of these healers that he's talking about, by the way, most of the healers on the planet that can touch you and heal you with a single touch are there to teach, not just to do healing work. They're there to teach people to do that. So you can find these healers. Yes, many are up in the Himalayas, away from the cacophony of civilization, there where there's less distraction and less disturbance. But there are many in the human realm that are in positions of authority that know of them. But many of you are not ready to learn from them You have not learned how to simply eat properly or to simply think properly. And many of you desire and seek healing rather than learning the skills and knowledge necessary to effect your own healing. But it is within all of you to establish vitality and light in your body. You are the architect within that form. Your thoughts, your considerations, your imaginings, these are all creative elements of your nature that allow you to alter conditions in your physical form. There is a significant distinction between you and your body. There is a very precise relationship between you and your body. Just as there's a precise relationship between you and a house pet. There's a very clear distinction in what one is the origination, what one is taking on the energy, what one cares, what one receives. Your body is meant to receive from you. It's not capable of giving to you on the level that you are capable of giving to it. Although many of you will try with your stimulants and your excitations to try and get from the body the very thing that it requires from you, all the while diminishing your body's efficacy to function and its ability to work properly, the more and more that you try to get from it the very thing you are here to give to it. Make no mistake, each and every one of you is a great healer in your own understanding when it is acquired. A simple thought of opening and close your hand is quite miraculous. Just as the simple idea of understanding what the body needs is a miracle in and of itself. If your body is suffering, it is because you are not understanding certain fundamental requirements of it. And ultimately, your desire to try and be relieved of your suffering from outside agencies has empowered others over you. And you have this huge imbalance of those who are in control and those who feel they are being controlled. And once you begin the process of resuming your authority over your own individual realm, will you begin to liberate yourself from unnecessary authority outside of you. For all authority resides within you. All authority resides within you. But it is the belief that you need some authority outside of you that diminishes your own capacity to effect change in your physical mechanism and in your own personal world. I came here today specifically to remind you the simplicity of the relationship, that you are the master in that form, and this beautiful divine temple in which you find yourself is the receiver of you. It is the house in which you live while you are in this form, and you are here to maintain the house. The house cannot maintain you. That is like sitting around in your living room and expecting it to clean itself up. You are here to maintain this. This is not here to maintain you. It is merely a vehicle that you move through. Learning to heal. This is fascinating, and it really is powerful when you think about it, that we have this ability that we can think a thought and the form responds. I mean, it's obvious if you stop and reason that I think the thought close, it closes. I think the thought open, it opens. And yes, and the relationship with every organ in your body, every molecule in your body is able to respond to any idea or thought that we give to it. Every single micromolecule of this body will respond to each and every thought we have, each and every feeling we have. Yes. He's saying you cannot ignore the relationship between thought and emotion. You cannot ignore the relationship between thought and emotion, for they play a great role in their organizing the body into the shape and form that you see it today. And many of you know this, those of you that are struggling with issues of weight, those of you that are struggling with issues of energy, those of you that are struggling with issues of vitality, those of you that are struggling with the process of aging being an uncomfortable process, are simply lacking in knowledge and understanding of the relationship between thought and emotion. as you direct them, and how those elements play a role in the organizing of the stuff in your body, the systems in the form. So remember that your thought and emotion combined are a very powerful force in organizing the precise functionality of your body. That every single fiber of your body requires a specific attention from you. There are activities that very few of you participate in, physical activities that the body needs to exert its full capability in time and space, to ensure that every facet of your body is mindfully connected to you, that you are not ignoring one part because it's uncomfortable, but that you are willing to embrace that part that's uncomfortable, to transform it, to use your thought, your emotion, your creating energy to correct and ameliorate conditions that you have established in your body. To getting to this place of understanding natural healing, thought, your thought, when you think a thought of joy, when you think a thought of excitement, when you think a thought of happiness, it stimulates an electrical charge in our brains that stimulates a flow of electrons throughout the body. And yes, to the degree and extent you can hold a certain thought and a certain emotion, to that degree and extent you're inducing changes in the body. Yes, he's saying this relationship is so important to understand. This relationship, as you construct thought and emotion and how they impact the conditions of your body and the actions of it. But first you must, he's saying first you must get to the understanding that your body is not there to please you, you are here to please it. And by that I mean that you are able to give it the essential things that it requires so that it can function exactly as it needs to. Do not be so quick to get rid of your suffering by pleasing your senses. Do not be so quick to get rid of your suffering by pleasing your senses, as many of you do. For when you do that, you give the power of your own creative process over to a substance outside of yourself. So now you need more of that drug, or you need more of that food, or you need more of that sex, or you need more of that thing in order to satisfy this need that's not being satisfied. When you understand that you are the very substance, you are the very light, the very energy, the very source that can orchestrate changes in this form, then you will be less requiring things outside of you to fulfill it. And the things that you will require to fulfill it will be things that it actually requires to function effectively. So things like when they first started coming through me a couple of years ago, the biggest things they said were caffeine. I had to give up caffeine, which was a really fascinating process. So I gave up caffeine. I started drinking really good water. I started doing more smoothies. I started dropping off meat, all the things that did not support what were naturally right for the physical body. And and my body had become so accustomed to the caffeine, to the bad food, it had become so accustomed to that it fought me on that. It actually began to crave it because it had been conditioned to believe that getting that was going to make it feel a certain way. And as we got off caffeine and the energy levels began to balance in the body kind of went, every time I go by a Starbucks, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I see people going in and out in there, I really feel for them because I know what they're doing to their body, because I remember how my body felt that way. My body had been trained to enjoy the chemical rush from caffeine. And the minute we become dependent on the outside world to determine what is best for our physical mechanism, we give our power over to that outside element, whether it's caffeine or drugs or alcohol or anything outside of you that gives your body an artificial sense of well-being, but doesn't give it any real sense of substance or meaning. Yes. And today he says, today is about natural healing. Natural healing is the process of understanding the relationship that your thought and your emotion have towards your body, and understanding that you must learn to understand what your body really requires and needs. So much of what you think you need is incorrect. It is time to correct this. Natural healing is a phenomenon that's perfectly natural. And when you understand that you are that which can institute that change, Mm, yeah. So you really want to start giving up things that you gain a sense of, oh, I feel good about that. That's actually artificial, especially caffeine. A lot of people say to me, "What do you mean I got to give up caffeine?" No, you don't have to, but there's a consequence if you don't, short term and long term. The acidity in the caffeine, the artificial stimulation. There's just so many things. Anyway, let's get to some questions and answers about what he has to say. And we'll go for this now. Hi, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I want to say thank you. I hope you guys were with us yesterday with See Me Again, Michael. That was a very beautiful day on coming 2020. I'm just going to get this chat opened here. Live chat. There we go. Wonderful. Good morning, Mary Gold. Good morning, Giovanna. Maria. Hello, I Am Universe. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Edgar. Good to see you guys. Wonderful. Glad to have you all here. Hello, Lauren. Hi, Mary. Wonderful. Hi, Lisa. Wonderful. Hi, Julia. Question from Julia. Please, is there anything I should be doing that I am not? Any message? His first words are, if you are asking the question, then you know that there is. When you awaken in your body in the morning, do you feel its joy in its existence again? Unlike you, your body is not immortal. Although the energy of it will continue, the body as the structure you're existing in right now is not immortal. When you wake up in that form, does it delight in awakening in the morning with you? Does it delight in your presence? Does your body feel empowered when you open your eyes in the morning? Does it feel, I am with you again today. I get to be with you again today. Be mindful for the underlying emotional tones that need to be corrected. In your case, will be very beneficial. The underlying emotional tones, the relationship between you and the body should be one of love and joy. Much the same way as you see the relationship between a loyal animal and its master, a dog and a human, or a horse and a human, or other animals that have a profound relationship with humans. You need that relationship with your body, where you walk in it, and it's enjoying the walk with you, and you talk in it, and it enjoys the talk in you, and you're communicating with others, and it's enjoying being in the communication with others. The emotional undertone of the relationship you have with your body is the one that I would suggest you focus on at this time. Yes. He's also saying putting more things that are of vital importance to your body. What do you mean by vital importance? The constituents electromagnetically that are conducive to this body being in a very high vibrational state. But the underlying emotional tones, this is so important, the underlying emotional tones that when you wake up in the morning, when you open your eyes in the morning, do you open your eyes and you're like, I'm glad to be in this body again? And does your body go, oh, I'm glad you're with me? Does your body feel glad that you're with it? And do you feel glad that you're with it? Because if you're not, then there's a disconnect. There's a correction in the relationship that needs to be executed, right? Yes, I like that. That's really good. Emotional undertones. Thank you. Thank you for that question. I really appreciate it. Just scrolling down here. Oh, I wanted to also say to my Patreons today, guys, there'll be a Sunday, another Sunday live healing event this coming Sunday. You'll receive notification for it in your email later today. And remember, you can use the link on the day of the event. If you use the link before the event, you're not going to get into it. So use it on the day of the event, which will be next Sunday. I believe it's 3 p.m. And I'm going to look forward to seeing all of you guys there. Wonderful. Yes, thank you. Yes. So the questions here are going a little slow. I'm going to see if they're better up here. Okay, question from Margaret. Does Archangel Raphael know if my tongue or saliva, which is causing problems in my mouth? He's saying that this what you're experiencing in your mouth is not caused from what is in your mouth. What is experiencing in your mouth is caused by the emotion behind this. Do not get caught up in the symptoms. Go inside. He's saying that the sensation, do not get caught in the sensation, but find out what is maintaining it. In your case, the underlying emotion of agitation and concern leads to something deeper in you. Many of you, your issues with your body are more emotionally based. And then when you make the corrections in your emotional state, you will find the corrections will occur in the physical state correspondingly. Go into the emotion behind the sensation of these two. Your glandular system is not simply in your mouth, it is throughout your body. But the system in your body that's able to articulate the need, or the requirement for attention and for healing, is the one that will get your attention first. That part which is most sensitive to those emotions that you harbor inside that are unresolved, that show up as this. Thank you. Great question. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Michelle. Question. The holiday season triggers past trauma that I really thought I released. What do I need to do to be rid of this once and for all? Wow. Well, I would suggest, if you can, come and take our mediumship course, Mediumship 102 course, which starts, I think, late February, early March, the winter season. And you'll learn to let that stuff go. Remember, all emotion is energy in motion. And past trauma, a lot of people don't realize how easy that is to let go. We literally hold on to it in our body. We get so accustomed to it. And there's a very simple process that you can learn right now. He's saying right now, if you want to begin to release the trauma, when you feel the emotion of the trauma coming up, release it. Literally release it through love. Yes, release it through love. Do not attack that feeling inside. Do not go into conflict with it. Go into compassion with it. Go into compassion with it. Yes. So when you feel that emotion coming up around that, go into compassion or love towards it. Again, we go into that we literally spend a whole week on letting go of past dense emotional energies in our Mediumship 102 program. So please consider getting involved in that. If you're struggling with past dense emotions, you want to take our mediumship program, it will change your life. And we might have a few students on here today from previous courses we've run earlier in the year that have had life-changing events occur around emotion, around their past. It's pretty remarkable what you can do when you're given the knowledge and the skill to do it. You are divine beings. Every one of you is a divine being. You just need to understand how to access your own creative power. You're very welcome. Question from Kelly. Do you have any message from my father who passed away? I don't know why. I'm getting. I don't know why, but the first thing I'm getting is a golf club. I'm being shown a golf club. I don't know why, but I'm being shown a golf club and fun. The word and the vibration of fun, playfulness. I don't know if he's golfing on another dimension, but that's the message that's coming through. Fun and play is the dominant energy I get from him to communicate to you. Fun and play. A lot of people don't realize that the body is not who you are. It's the instrument you're using. So when we communicate to these beings, they're not in physical form. We're actually communicating to the awareness that was in the form. The minute you ask a question, if you even think about your father, if you're really sensitive, he's yes. He's saying you're pretty sensitive. He's saying instead of wondering if I am all right, sit with me and feel my presence with you. It is not that hard to do. Do not be so attached to what you remember me as, but be with me as I am. Be with me as I am, and feel my delight in being with you always. It's interesting that, if I take this water and I say, there's my dad in that glass. That's my dad. And suddenly we boil this water, and suddenly the water's gone. There's nothing in it. Does that mean the water's gone? It's gone from the jar. It's changed in frequency. It's altered. It's no longer physical water. It's now astral water, if you want to use that term. So it's changed in frequency. And when you leave your body, you move to a different frequency of awareness. That's why nobody sees anybody coming back, because they're literally at a frequency that our senses cannot perceive. But you can learn to develop your non-physical senses of clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, claircognizance. You can learn to open up those non-physical senses and actually communicate with these beings that are available once you know how to shift the station. You know, you're listening to Q107, you're not going to hear 1050 chum or 103.3, you're going to hear 107. You need to learn to use your non-physical senses, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. Develop those so that you can tune into different frequencies of awareness that aren't on the physical dimension. And then you can tap into all kinds of beings. It's amazing. And you want to do it from a higher vibrational place too, please. You know, you want to raise your vibrational frequency up to more towards love than fear. You'll tune into different levels of consciousness in a state of fear versus a state of love. And we really encourage you to do that, to really get into a state of love and joy, deliberately and intentionally. Wonderful. Thank you for that question. Question from Jana. Should I make my body more active or give it more rest? I feel like relaxing, or is it being lazy? He's saying you understand your body when it is lazy. You know what your body needs if you pay attention. Your body is simply an animal that will not care to exercise or extend itself beyond what its natural predisposition is. You are in that body to extend its functionality so that you can extend your functionality in time, space, and matter. So when you exercise the body or you do things with it, make certain you extend it, for the body will feel better, stronger, more vital, more potent as you interact with it in such a way that it gets stronger, more vibrant, more vital. Are you putting the right substances in it? The more vital you feel your body becoming, the more you know you're doing the right actions with it. A body that is well loved will become more vital. It will not become less vital. Thank you. Great question, Jana. Thank you so much. Question from Oliver. Hi, Oliver. Can we call on Archangel Raphael or other archangels or ascended masters in aid for sending healing to our children and others? Absolutely. Absolutely. He wants me to add to that. In your doing that, you are doing that with us, for you are in union with us. It simply brings us all together. But when you call upon me or others, you are in your own actions and by that choice engaging in the healing process with us. Even when you call us in to assist you, you are deliberately engaging with us in your own healing process. For you are in truth equal in your capability to become as we are, without limit. So understand that. Yes, you may call upon us, and in that doing so, you align with us in the process, for your intention then becomes as our intention is requested to be. Great question. Wow, thank you so much for that. Wow. Question from Carolyn. What does Raphael feel about the vaccine for the virus? He's laughing right now. He's saying, when are you going to understand that it is not out there that your healing occurs? You continue to move towards this process of disempowering yourself and disconnecting yourself from the very thing that you are. From the very thing that you are. Those that contract illness are contracting it for a reason and an opportunity. But they have to actualize and understand and comprehend what that opportunity is and how to correct it intelligently. If everyone knew that the infinite intelligence that beats their heart right now is at their disposal to request anything from, there would be less confusion on this planet. These things outside of you, you have become so accustomed, you have become so lazy in seeking something outside of you to try and ameliorate your suffering. And you are a divine, infinite intelligence capable of ameliorating your suffering and others if they request it. But you have it within you to ameliorate yourself from any negative condition of your body, of your mind, of your world. But there are those that benefit from you not believing in your power, and they get the artificial illusion that they have some form of power, but the problem is equal in them as it is in you. For the greater they try to control you, the more they deny themselves. It's a very vicious cycle. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, it is really about inside you. Master Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within you. Look at it's beating your heart right now. There's something beating your heart. And it does it 100,000 times a day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I challenge any one of you to do that with your hand 72 times a minute, 24 hours a day. Try it. You won't be able to do it. But this intelligence resides inside of us. And it says, ask and ye shall receive. And we become so disconnected from asking, and we've been so connected to thinking we're going to ask and receive out there, that what we want is going to come from out there. No, it's within you. So get back to that relationship. Really, it's within you. I mean, it tells all your organs what to do all the time. The pancreas, right? The glandular system, the nervous system, digestive system. It's functioning on your behalf, and it says ask and receive. It can turn apples into blood and skin and bone. It is without limit. And when you get into a relationship with it and realize that you are one with it, and you come to that understanding, wow, what I think, it does. What I feel, it does. It's very fascinating. Then you get to the experience of liberation, of liberating. Wow, I get to create. And this creator created planets and galaxies, and you are as it. You are in its image and likeness, but you have to evolve to that awareness. Yes, I understand. Well, here we go here. Yes. Question from Mike. Hi, William. Hi, Mike. I've been feeling very tired over the last few days. Can you ask my guides if there's anything going on with me? Your time is very much appreciated. Again, you're asking me directly if your guides, what do they say? I don't know why, but something about breathing and your arms and legs. Something about getting moving. Something about getting moving. Tell them to get moving. Tell them to get moving. What does that mean specifically? They're saying simply get moving. They're saying get moving. Get moving, Mike. Physically moving. Get physically moving. There is so much going on the planet today, and it can be easy to get caught up in the stuff going on around you that you forget that you have to focus on what's going on within you, because what's going on within you will contribute to what's going on around you at all points of time and space, right? And so many people have gotten so caught up in, oh, that thing's going to make me happy, that thing's going to make me feel better, that person will make me feel better, that we've gotten disconnected. Get reconnected to your inner power, this divine being that you are. Get connected to it. Thank you, Mike. I am universe. Tomorrow is my birthday, and I have been mentally preparing to stop smoking cold turkey, asking for high vibes from you guys to assist. Thank you. That is done. And I want to say to you right now, I smoked for 30 years. 30 years. And I did that. I quit cold turkey, when my daughter was born, my last child was born. And if you go, for me, it was an epiphany. I had an epiphany that revealed my liberation from that. The urge to smoke does not come from the cigarette. The urge to smoke does not come from the cigarette. It comes from something inside you. You have an urge trying to emerge. Something inside you is trying to come out, to be expressed. that you have been conditioned to use cigarettes as a means of giving yourself the illusion that this urge is being satisfied. But what's not being satisfied is your natural ability to be a certain way, to do a certain thing that's a special talent or gift that you have. So when you go to quit smoking, you feel the urge to smoke, ask yourself, what does this urge want to be as an expression of yourself rather than something trying to get something from the world? Every time you get an urge to smoke, ask yourself, what inside me is trying to express? For me, it was writing. I began writing prolifically when I had that epiphany. When I realized the urge was something trying to emerge. And we've been so conditioned by the environment that when we feel a need for something, we have to get it out there. I smoked for 30 years and I did a lot of other crazy things for years. But once you start to realize that what is inside you has nothing to do with the cigarettes. Your desire for cigarettes has nothing to do with the cigarettes. It has to do with something inside you that's seeking to express that has not been allowed to or developed. Focus on that. Find out what that is. What is this inside you that wants to express? You work your way through it pretty quick. It'll blow your mind too. Please let us know when you do that too. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Yeah, you got lots of support with you on this. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, I think we're through the questions. This has been a really good morning, guys. Yeah, he wants you to mention that it's so important that you have been so entrapped in the world as being the source of your satisfaction and your joy that you have forgotten that you are here to give the world joy and satisfaction of your expression. Yes, very important. Thank you so much. I think we've got time for one more question. Okay, for those of you that are new today, when you have a question, if you come back, we're live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We do shortcuts for your soul, which is basically today we're bringing the energy of healing. And I don't know what's coming on Wednesday because they come usually in the mornings. And then on Friday, we do another shortcuts. And on Saturday, we do Supernatural Saturday, which is where we do a guided meditation with Q&A around integrating the energies that the Archangel Raphael and the other masters, other beings that bring in for us on the weekdays. So I hope you'll join us for that. But if you've got a question, please write the word question before you ask your question. That way, my subconscious mind picks up the word question and I can zoom in on that. The other option you have is you can use the super chat section in the comments box. There's a little dollar symbol. You can click on that, and for as little as $1, you can have your question prioritized so that I get instant notification that your question has been asked. That's the surefire way of making sure your question gets answered. Yeah. Question from Love Doggies. I am drawn to healing with herbs, breathing, etc. Is this my path? He's saying if you are feeling that love, inside yourself, the love of the relationship that you have with these things, for it is not the things themselves that give you delight, but it is what you feel with them. If you are delighted in your being with them, utilizing these mechanisms, the overall function is to be instructional as opposed to be the process of personal satisfaction, to understand the relationship the body needs to have with the environment is ultimately what you're referring to. Understanding what the body actually needs, what it really requires from the environment. This is very sacred work. And as long as you feel your joy and your delight in this, then you will enjoy it greatly. And this joy will grow and expand. And you will discover other things. Interesting. I take that as a yes, as a real yes. Question from Edgar. Thank you for that, Edgar. If I am a healer, how do I develop my healing abilities? This is a great question. He's saying the first thing you need to understand is the relationship that you, as the awareness, in the utilizing of your thought and your emotions and your imaginings, and how these things impact your body directly. The healer understands the relationship that they bear with matter. I will repeat this. The healer understands the relationship that they, as an awareness, bears with matter. And so the process of healing is not one of correcting errors in others, but in educating others into correcting the errors within themselves. The process of healing is simply this: understanding that once you recognize the relationship between your thoughts, your emotions, your imaginings, and matter, you'll understand the process of healing as you enable and enact it in your world. The process of healing must be experienced from the inside out. There are instances where you may encounter individuals or teachers who will give you an experience that is so profound that you get curious about how this occurred. And they awaken in you the very thing that you seek to be awakened in you. Yes. Yes. He's saying become very aware of how your thoughts and emotions are affecting your body. Become very sensitive to it. Like, I think a thought of joy and I can feel immediately changes. Can you feel that? Can you move into a vibrational awareness of joy and feel how the body subtly changes? But once you start to understand the relationship between thought, emotion, and imaginings, you suddenly become aware you can change things very rapidly in time and space. Thank you for that question, Edgar. I really appreciate it. Question from SJK. Why do I have asthma and how can I be freed of it? Sunshine. The word that just popped in my head. Sunshine. Indulge in sunshine. In copious amounts of sunshine. Breathe the light into you. Breathe the light into you. He's saying also you could do this now if you choose. If you could imagine yourself being in the sunlight even, and you could breathe that sunlight into your body, you'll feel an immediate shift in the molecular constitution of the body. Breathe in the light. Your lungs need the light. Bring in the light. He's saying ultimately you will find out that you are simply giving to your body the very thing that you are. But from the perspective of believing that your physical body requires something outside of it, I would simply say to you, breathe in the light. And then when you know who you are as the light, that will be unnecessary. Thank you. Great question, SJK. Question from Teresa. I hurt my back last week. Can you please give me guidance on how to heal my back? Tessa, that's a great question. A bunch of stuff going through my mind right now. But what are you guys saying? Yes. I don't know why I'm getting the words. They're saying the words, she needs to stand down. What do you mean by that? Something in the middle she needs to correct. Is this physical? No. Is this mental? Partially. Is this physical? Not so much. Is this emotional? Yes. Okay. There is something, if you take where you are, whatever your age is right now, go back to half. Go back halfway in your life, halfway in the time of your life, halfway back in the number of years. And in that area, in that year, something occurred emotionally that has not been released from your mind and body. There's something that has not been released emotionally from your mind and body that occurred at the halfway margin of your life. Go back to that point. Something occurred in that year for you. And you need to release that emotional energy from that part of the body. Yes. And things that went through my personal mind is you really need to get, when you get a chance, when the structural element discomfort, when you release that emotion, that'll start to correct. You'll feel it right away. Once you start to release that emotion from there, you start to feel it correcting right away. And then you want to start working on are you doing proper exercise to your body? Are you giving your muscle system a proper workout? Are you challenging the body to be the best it can be? Remember, it's an instrument, right? And please let us know. Please let us know how that goes, right? Halfway point of your life. Wonderful. Yeah, if you can, please give this video a thumbs up too. It brings it to more attention, people's attention as well. Lisa's asking, will selling my land shed away energy I no longer need to carry? Thank you. It's funny, I'm not getting that at all. I'm getting that the relationship your body has needed with the land has not occurred. You're in that space because your body needs to be in that space. The issue isn't with the land. The issue is with the emotion. Do not put out into this world that which you need to take responsibility for inside yourself. You wish to relieve yourself of that burden, but it's not the burden of the land. It is the burden of the emotion. There's certain feelings that you have not relinquished, certain things you continue to carry. Yes, release that. Again, I don't know who this is, but there's a being coming towards with very rosy cheeks, like really like rosy cheeks and short dark hair and brown eyes, and she's reaching up to wipe your eyes, to wipe tears from your eyes. She says, you got to wipe the tears from your eyes. That she'll help you. She will help you. But let go of the tears. Who are you? This is a being of the forest that's part of this land. Yes. Yes. But she's there to help you wipe the tears from whatever that is. I don't know what that is or what that means or what it's connected to, but that's what she's there for. Thank you so much. Okay, one more question. Okay. Past voice 13 question. Archangel Raphael, what release or transmutation is still needed for natural healing of lower cervical spine? Thank you. Tell this one they need to sit on that root, sit on the root of the great oak. There's apparently a great oak near where you are. There's a great, that's being called a great oak. You need to go to this great oak and sit on its root, like sit literally with your tailbone on the root. They're saying that it'll be obvious. It'll be obvious what root it is to go and sit on that root. Yes. They're saying 15 minutes will be sufficient. But it's important that you sit on that root. Yes, you're not grounded. They're saying you're too up here. This will help you ground. Well, hope that helps. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time, your energy, your focus. We are heading into amazing times. Healing is a natural phenomenon of the relationship you have with your mind and your body and the world. What you do with your body, what you feed it. It's not something that's going to be done for you. You are the healer. You are the healer. Once you understand the relationship between your thought, your emotion, and your imaginings, this is an instrument. It's your house in this physical world. It's not going to last forever, but you can optimize how your body will function once you understand how to work with thought, emotion, and put the right stuff in the body, take care of it. Anyway, we go into that in our Mediumship 101 course. We go into the whole course, not the whole course, but a good part of the course focuses on high vibrational foods, how to eat and consume and identify high vibrational foods. So you try to give your body the energy that it needs. If you want to know more about our courses and classes, you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and all the information is there on the course, under the courses and classes section. Also, if you want to support these messages, please go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes, and you can become a Patreon member. And we have special events for patrons. We do a live patrons only event once, sometimes twice a month, where we do different things, Q&As and healings and other events for patrons only. Plus, I do a monthly draw for a free reading with me, so you can also partake in that. So if you want to support that other work here, you can go to my Patreon page to do that. I want to say thank you again, everybody. I want to thank Archangel Raphael and these other beings that came in with us today. And Yes. Much love to all of you. We will see you again on Wednesday on Shortcuts for Your Soul. I wish you a joyful, wonderful, high vibrational day. Much love. Bye for now.